What's up, Taiwan? I'm Eric Gao, and thanks for joining us for the news. It is day 6 of Taiwan's annual Hangguang exercise, and the military is getting ready to conduct coastal defense and anti-landing drills across the country. Our reporter Jaime Okan is in Kaohsiung to see some of the weapons the military will use up close.
We're here in Zhuoying, a naval base in southern Taiwan, where the military is practicing how to quickly deploy sea mines as part of its annual Hangguang exercises, which simulates how Taiwan would defend against an attack from China. On day 6 of Taiwan's largest ever military drills, the Navy is showcasing what it calls silent killers. These sea mines are hidden beneath the surface, designed to destroy enemy vessels that come too close. The Navy says it's been practicing deploying them since the start of the exercises, preparing for potential wartime use to block enemy access to Taiwan's ports. All of the mines here were made in Taiwan, part of the military's focus on asymmetric defense, a strategy built around easily deployed weapons that pack a punch. This strategy counters China's military advantages by exploiting the vulnerabilities of a larger invading force. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te traveled south for the exercises, which were live-streamed for audiences around the world. Officials here say that while these weapons might not be as flashy as a tank or a missile, they're an important part of the country's defense strategy, and it's exercises like this that help them practice how to use them in case a conflict breaks out. Hank Xu and Jaime Okan in Kaohsiung for TaiwanPlus.
Defense Minister Wellington Koo has visited 3 soldiers who were injured during Taiwan's annual Hangguang military exercise. The troops were in a military vehicle that hit a curb during a mission in southern Taiwan on Saturday, causing minor injuries. They were taken to the hospital and are in stable condition. This is one of multiple accidents during this year's drills. Last week, a military truck on its way to the drills in Nantou ran over a motorcyclist who suffered minor injuries. And that same day, an artillery vehicle in Taoyuan hit several parked cars. Taiwan is 2 weeks away from a recall vote that could shift the balance of power in the country's legislature. The main opposition Kuomintang, which has dozens of seats at stake, mobilized extensively over the weekend. On the other side, pro-recall campaigners were also out in full force, looking to secure backing for their cause. Leslie Now reports.
Rally cries for a peer. Heavyweights from Taiwan's main opposition Kuomintang take to the stage to support lawmaker Li Yanxiu, who is one of 24 KMT legislators facing a recall vote on July 26th. Standing alongside Li are Legislative Speaker Han Kuo-yu, Party Chair Eric Zhu, and Taichung City Mayor Lu Xiuyan. Lu's presence here is significant. She's a rising star in the KMT, and over the weekend, she was called upon to rally for 6 lawmakers in 3 cities, all of them facing recall votes.
非常不负责任的执政党，非常不适任的总统，搞罢免的力气，搞罢免的经费，为什么不带着这些人去救灾呢？
The smaller Taiwan People's Party also stood with the KMT over the weekend, saying that the anti-recall movement symbolized justice for its former party chair and previous Taipei Mayor Ko Wen-je, who is currently on trial for corruption.
这次不是只有救李彦秀，也是救柯文哲，抢救台湾的民主发展跟法治。
On the other end, pro-recall civic groups are also out in full force over the weekend, canvassing on the streets, urging people to vote to remove the KMT lawmakers.
选区内各个市场很多的这个入站的活动，那每个活动大概我们都是志工自愿去报名，那每个地方大概会有8到10个志工一起参与。
This was the penultimate weekend before the big vote. With the country's biggest ever recall elections coming in 2 weeks, the campaigning is reaching a fever pitch. Eason Chen and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
A Nantou County Councilor from the ruling Democratic Progressive Party has survived a recall vote against her.
到现在看起来应该是宣告失败，那也就是说他们的恶霸呢是没有成功的。对于说这些反对玉林的乡亲呢，玉林也会深切的来检讨。
More than 12,000 people voted in support of removing Chen, which is about twice the number of people who voted against it. However, the votes in favor still fell short of the threshold for a successful recall. While the DPP celebrated the win, the main opposition Kuomintang was quick to point out only a relatively small number of people voted in favor of keeping Chen. It says this signifies dwindling support for the ruling party.
票数所凸显的是陈玉玲所得到的投票率，也不过代表着民进党，代表着赖清德，也将近只有1成。
Sun is the only DPP politician facing a recall vote this summer, while the seats of about 24 KMT lawmakers are at stake. Artists from Taiwan will soon be off to Osaka, Japan for an event aimed at showing the country's resilience and sharing its culture. Our reporter Sandy Chi has the details.
Taiwan is ready to showcase its talents and culture on the world stage at We Taiwan, an event held alongside Expo 2025, a world fair in Osaka. The event comes after the country's success last year at the Cultural Olympiad in Paris, which attracted hundreds of thousands of visitors. And this time, We Taiwan's organizers have adopted the motto of supporting the future, the island of miracles. That highlights Taiwan's social resilience as a strong democracy, along with the country's role in shaping the technology of a rapidly changing world. It also responds to the theme of Expo 2025, designing future society for our lives.
我觉得最重要，其实呼应这样子的主题，创造未来，还是回到人，不管科技怎么发展，不管怎么样子的媒体载体怎么演进，最后还是回到人跟人之间的关怀，人跟人之间的主题。
We Taiwan will kick off on August 2nd and run through August 20th. With around 500 contributing artists delivering everything from tech-infused dance performances to VR showcases, films and literature. There will also be exhibitions and markets held at several venues across Osaka.
所以我们这一次就把属于台湾这种多元、多彩、混合、韧性的这样子的文化概念带进来，那希望通过这个方式也鼓舞这个世界，鼓起勇气向着未来前进。
Besides We Taiwan, a media event held on Monday also revealed another surprise.
我们在8月26到28号会能够进到这个正式的大阪世博的那个广场做3天的表演啊，那这个东西实在是一个不太容易的，我想非常谢谢我们准备去表演的这个团队。
9 groups of performers will take the stage to express the Taiwanese people's gratitude toward heaven, earth and spirit, as well as their deep love for life. Now, with preparations in full swing, Taiwan is ready to showcase its culture in Osaka this summer. Kuang and Sandy Chi in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Australia says it will continue to uphold its Taiwan policy and support the status quo. That's after U.S. officials reportedly asked Quad member countries about their Taiwan invasion contingency plans.
We support the status quo when it comes to Taiwan. We don't support any unilateral action there. We have a clear position and we have been consistent about that. What's important when it comes to international relationships is that you have a stable, orderly, coherent position going forward. Australia does. We want peace and security in our region. We don't want any change to the status quo.
Albanese made that statement while touring several Chinese cities, inking a deal to promote Chinese tourism to Australia. Meanwhile, Australian Defence Industry Minister Pat Conroy also said that Australia would not commit any troops in advance, in line with his country's general defence policies. Conroy also expressed concerns about China's military buildup, saying Australia wants a balanced Indo-Pacific region. U.S. President Donald Trump says that Ukraine will get U.S. Patriot missiles, signaling a shift in his administration's stance toward Russia.
But the European Union is paying for it. We're not paying anything for it, but we will send it. It'll be business for us, and we will send them Patriots, which they desperately need, because Putin is really surprised a lot of people. He talks nice, and then he bombs everybody in the evening. So there's a little bit of a problem there, and I don't like it.
Trump did not specify the number of Patriot surface-to-air missile systems to be delivered. The move comes after the White House announced a pause on weapons deliveries to Ukraine in early July. Trump's relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin appears to have soured in recent months, with peace negotiations and planned ceasefires falling through. Trump is expected to make a further announcement on weapons deliveries within the next 24 hours. Taiwan's top gymnasts are gearing up for the 2025 World University Games in Germany this month. Sandy Chi went to meet up with the athletes while they were training.
Showcasing balance, strength, flexibility, and endurance. Taiwan's top artistic gymnasts are gearing up for the World University Games, the biggest multi-sport event for university students, formerly known as the Universiade. The Games get underway on July 16 and will be held in several cities in Germany. This year, a total of 10 gymnasts, 5 men and 5 women, are representing the country in artistic gymnastics under the name Chinese Taipei.
因为这次男子队的组成是比较新的，就是一些比较新的选手，所以我们就是注重在他的临场表现，所以做一个模拟的比赛测验，让他比较能稳定。那女子方面，各自的训练上状态都还可以。
One member of the team is 21-year-old Tonya Poulsen, born in Sweden and known locally by her Chinese name, Chen Ruian. She just officially joined Taiwan's national team earlier this year, having previously competed for the country of her birth.
I've competed for the Swedish national team since I was 12 years old, so for a very long time, and we've had some problems in the federation, and also my mom is from Taiwan. She's 100% Taiwanese, so I would just feel very proud to represent her country and my heritage.
The addition of Poulsen is seen as a valuable asset for the team, helping younger athletes to grow and learn from her experience, especially Liao Yichun, who just graduated from senior high school and is competing in the World University Games for the first time.
他在练习比赛方面，就是他的爆发力非常的强，然后动作的难度也非常高。就是有一些是我也正在练习的动作，但是跟他做起来是像是2个动作一样，差很多。所以就希望可以再多去跟他学习。
Now, with fresh faces on Taiwan's artistic gymnastics team, the country hopes to bag its first women's artistic gymnastics medal at the World University Games, when this year's edition kicks off in Germany in the coming week. Chris Ma and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
In the waters off Penghu, Taiwan is facing a silent invader, starfish, which are threatening the local coral. The government is responding quickly to this spiky situation. Chelsea Wu has the story.
With its vibrant coral reefs, the outlying islands of Penghu are a favorite destination for divers from around the world. But these divers aren't sightseeing. They're on a mission, searching for a spiky predator that's invading Penghu's waters.
1年至少3亿颗嘞，繁殖力很大。
The poisonous crown of thorns starfish, also known as the coral killer, preys on hard, stony coral, like the ones in Penghu's waters. Taiwan reported its first large-scale outbreak of the starfish in 2010 and has been closely monitoring them ever since. Marine protection volunteers noticed a resurgence this month in the Chimay area. In response, the government organized a volunteer dive team to carry out a spiky operation, manually removing the invasive species.
只要有人有通报这个籍贯海星的问题，基本上我们就是启动开始做调查。所以七美的这个当时我们收到通报之后，其实在调查的时候知道它已经的密度有到一个接近警戒值，所以我们就启动一个专案开始做籍贯海星的清除。
The government aims to develop long-term prevention strategies and a regional response system to protect Taiwan's marine ecosystems. With continued monitoring and swift responses, Taiwan hopes to stay one step ahead of the spiky invader and preserve the vibrant reefs that make Penghu a marine treasure. Liang Lian and Chelsea Wu for TaiwanPlus.
And thanks again for joining us here for What's Up Taiwan. Head over to our website to get more of our news reports or other programs. Finally, we take you to Mexico City for a projection mapping show celebrating 700 years of the city's history. I'm Eric Yao. Take care. We'll see you next time.